What's up guys, Venom RB here. So today I'm going to be doing a video on the Mercedes car pack. As you can see right here, this car pack costs 2,500 Robux. I can't buy it because I own it. It is currently on sale and will be on sale for 2 more weeks. So for 2,500 Robux you get 30,200 Robux worth of cars. I believe that's if you were to buy the cars with money, with their in-game value. Worth noting, you cannot purchase these cars in any way except for through this pack. Now, people are probably going to be asking, why are you doing a video on this? This is an old-ish car pass at this point, and there's rumors that new car packs are going to be coming out, so this could be your last chance to get this one. And so I just figured I'd make a video on this and see, and just help people understand if they want to buy it or not, and then also just see if it's worth me buying car packs in the future to do videos on. So let's just get right into it. Alrighty, so you get 3 cars. You get the Clk, the Mercedes Clk Gtr Roadster. You get the Mercedes Amg Project One, and then you get this Brabus Rocket 900. So let's just start off with this car because this is gonna be the car, I don't know, the least of you are interested in. So we might as well get the boring out of the way. Alright, so let's just first off check out interior detail and just go over detail in general. So this car does have an opening hood, just a decal engine, so not super detailed. Inside, the detail is pretty good in the front and pretty good in the back as well. For the gauges, they do work, so that's pretty nice. So detail all around is pretty good. Now for customization, you obviously have your primary, which, you know, that's pretty obvious. Your secondary, which changes this front side stripe right next to the Mercedes logo. You have then your typical interior, which is going to change where it's red, so, you know, stuff like that. And then you have all your other basics. Calipers for chrome on this car, it does that section, so you can black out the chrome if you don't like that. And then you also have police mode. Okay, so performance wise, keep in mind, number 1, this is entirely stock. That way I don't have to spend money modifying it, and you all know how it performs. Basically, it'll just perform better upgrade, obviously. So for acceleration, it's not terrible. It's definitely not the fastest thing in the world, but this is a 4-seat vehicle, so you know, you do have to remember that. Now let's check out the top speed of this vehicle. Alrighty, so this vehicle has a top speed of 205 miles an hour. And then when you use a 6 stock boost, 211. So keep in mind, all stock, no premium boost, stock, everything, top speed 205 miles an hour. So it's definitely not an extremely fast car. And then the brakes are also on the slow side. Again, can't say this enough, completely stock. Now let's try out handling. Alrighty, now so for handling, we're at the circuit race, of course, the ultimate place to test. And this car, for being a 4-door, it doesn't handle that bad. It's not terrible. Obviously, there are better handling cars out there, but again, stock tires, completely stock. I know I'm going to have to say this a bunch, and some of you are going to get sick of it, but some people somehow still manage to miss it, don't worry. So ultimately, is it a bad car? No, not at all. I would say this is a really cool car if you're into more roleplay style, and you want something that's fast and sporty, but still holds 4 people. So ultimately, I would say this car is a good car to own. Is it worth 2,500 Robux alone? Definitely not. Now let's check out the Amg Project One. Alrighty, so the next car we're going to be going over is the Amg Project One. Now, if you're an older DE player, you'll know that this car is already in the game. And I'll just go show you the difference between the two right now in the off-sale vehicle section. Neither model are obtainable, so that is worth noting. Alright, so here we have the one that is unobtainable and you cannot buy through the car pack, and it has this weird skin on it, so you know, you can't paint it or anything. Well, you can paint the wheels, but that's about it. And it has a handling of 88%, 2.2 seconds 0 to 60 to 65 miles an hour. And then the car pass one is the exact same stats but has 63% handling. So they're the exact same car, but this car handles worse. The reasoning is like I said, while they are the same car, this is just as like a compensation because this car was, I can't even remember how you obtained it, but it was through some event. It was somewhat difficult to get, so they wanted to make this one less good so people would still feel good about getting the original one. Alrighty, so now let's go ahead and just check out details. So the doors do in fact open, which is pretty cool, but nothing else does open, as you can see. For interior, there's nothing for the RPM, which is unfortunate, but you do have your speedometer right there. Another cool thing is, as you can probably see, the active arrow is really sick, how these come up on the front. So when you hit P, park, wing comes up, and these come up. So really cool active arrow on this car. You can see all the way up. And it has an air brake, and then when you get below a certain speed, these all go down. Also, interior detail for like seats and stuff, pretty good. Alright, so now let's check out appearance and stuff. So your primary, obviously just gonna change, you know, primary color. We don't really need to go with that. Calipers, caliper color, interior color. You don't have a secondary nor a chrome. So for wheels, something interesting is you cannot change the wheels. You are stuck with these wheels whether you like them or not. So that is kind of unfortunate. And then there is in fact police mode. Now this car, like I said, and like the other one, 100% stock. So let's just go ahead and test it out. So for acceleration, not too shabby. It's not the best, it's not the worst. It's just a meh car. I wouldn't say it's outstanding by any means. It's just decent. So your top speed 100% stock is 265 miles an hour, and then with boost while stock it gets it up to 282. So not a bad car. Let's go try handling. So obviously this was a track car. That's what Mercedes is building this car for. Is, if you didn't know, it's sort of like a road going, almost like a road going Formula 1 car. It's a really sick vehicle if you haven't heard of it in real life. But for handling in this game, it handles pretty well. Definitely one of the better handling cars in Driving Empire, even though it has that massive handling nerf compared to the original one. Still, definitely not a bad track car. In my opinion, cars like the Hydra or the Senna Can-Am do handle better, along with like even just the normal Jesco handle better. But still, definitely not a bad handling car. It is rear-wheel drive, so it does like to spin out, but that can be fixed if you just toss all-wheel drive on it. So ultimately, it is also worth the price of 2,500 Robux. Not by itself, but in pass, I would say it's a pretty solid car, and one that's a pretty cool vehicle to own. Alrighty, and the final car we have on the list out of the three you get for 2,500 Robux is the Clk Gtr Roadster. Now there is a Clk Gtr non-Roadster version in the game already, and it is slightly different, so I'll go ahead and compare stats with that. Alrighty, so as you can see, here's the Clk Gtr, just the non-Roadster hardtop, top speed 213 miles an hour, acceleration 3.2 seconds, and handling 76%. And this one has handling of 55%, 3.4 seconds, 0 to 60, and 210 miles an hour. So all around slower. Again, massive handling nerf because of the fact that this vehicle would be, you know, technically one that was already out, so they want to make it more fair. And this vehicle is worth $9.5 million in game, which also I should show the Project One is worth $2.2 million in game if it was on sale. And then the Bravos is worth $500,000, basically $449,000. So that's just an idea. So when you buy the pack, most of the value is going towards this car, which is basically $9.5 million. So let's go check out performance on this one. I already know people are gonna hate me in the comments for this spec, and I'm not too sure I'm keeping it, but no purist. Anyways, so for visual, like interior and stuff, the interior is pretty. The interior is fine. It's a little bare, but you know, it's good. I mean, the car is insane inside in real life. Unfortunately, there is no speedometer, so that's a little lame. The doors do in fact open, but as you can see, nothing else does. For customization, you have a primary, which I'm not going to change because it's custom color, but obviously it just changes the main area where it's purple. And then you have your interior, which, you know, changes the interior. Whoa. And that's about it. Rims, you can change rims on this vehicle, calipers, all that good stuff. There is no police mode, however. Alright, so now let's get to performance. So acceleration, not great, not bad. Gotta keep in mind this is an older car at this point, being from like the 90s, 99, so basically 2000. Not terrible acceleration, not the best, definitely not gonna win you any drag races. And again, this car is also stock. All three of these cars are 100% stock, so, you know, that's just worth mentioning. Top speed is 210 miles an hour, so not a very good top speed. And then 222 miles an hour with boost. So ultimately, not a good grinding car if you're getting, you know, this pass for grinding cars, and none of the cars have very good top speeds, to be honest. Now let's go to the handling testing. Alright, so obviously the Clk Gtr is a race car. So for handling wise, it should be pretty good. And first thing right off the bat is, like the Project One, being rear-wheel drive, likes to spin out a lot. Obviously, like I said, can't be fixed with all-wheel drive. That's nothing to worry about overall. The handling on this car is unfortunately not very good. Compared to the other cars in this pass, I believe even the Brabus handles slightly better in my opinion. Obviously the handling gauge isn't 100% accurate, but the car really understeers a lot. It just doesn't perform very well. As I've said a million times, stock, no mods. So that can change, but definitely no matter what you do, this is not going to be anywhere near as good as a Clk Gtr hardtop. And then, you know, it's not even that good of a track car compared to normal standards. Alrighty, so for the $1 million question, if you will, is this pass worth it? It depends. In my opinion, if you already own the Clk Gtr hardtop, which was obtainable through like the 2019 or 2020, whatever year, Halloween event, then already this car, there's no point in obtaining or buying. And then if you have the older Project One, there's no point in getting it for this car. And the Brabus, while it's definitely a neat car, I wouldn't say it's anything special. Really, people buying this pack are getting it for the Clk Gtr Roadster and then the Project One. Ultimately, at 2,500 Robux, it's not a bad deal when you're considering you're getting two pretty good hypercars and then this Brabus Rocket, which is also a pretty cool car. Oh, there's Hydra's normal Clk Gtr, so you can see the differences there. So ultimately, would I recommend it? It depends. If you don't own any of the cars and you're looking for a cool car pack, I would say it's a pretty solid deal, to be honest, and they're pretty cool cars. So yeah, that's it for this video. Hopefully this helped you guys out. If you'd like to see me review the Lamborghini car pack, I will do that because I already own them. So there's a fair chance I'll do that anyways, but if you would like to see that, let me know. I will see you all in the next video. Venom out.